Hello, I'm here in Seminole, Oklahoma, and I'm at the Academy of the Seminole. It's a public charter school that serves students from pre-kindergarten all the way up to 12th grade. And I happen to be joined by one of the great teachers at the school, Mrs. Earlean McCoin. Mrs. McCoin, thank you so much for speaking with me
Thank
today.
you for inviting me. I'm happy to be here.
All right, well, great. So could you tell me a little bit, the school serves kids all the way, right, elementary school, middle, high school. Who do you work with here in the school?
I'm working with the third grade class here at the academy. Um, I have 26 students. They're very inquisitive. They're very energetic. I have 26 different personalities in my classroom on a daily basis.
Okay.
So my job changes day by day, but it's a lot of fun.
Keeps things fresh.
Absolutely.
Okay. So as I understand it, you've been doing this for a little while.
You could say that.
Okay.
I've been here 53 years.
Okay. 53 years.
In May.
Okay. Start in May. That will be
53 years.
53 years. Okay. But who's counting?
Let me tell you something. I started teaching very young, and a lot of young teachers go in the classroom, and the first thing they think of is, when do I retire?
Yeah.
So I had a plan. I still have that plan. I'm going to retire. I thought to myself, when you start screaming at a child to learn, you're no longer a teacher.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I haven't screamed at children to learn.
Yeah.
So I still enjoy teaching, and I'm here until I start screaming for a child to learn.
Okay. So
I may be here until I'm 100. I don't know.
Yeah. Obviously love what you do because, I mean, you could retire if you wanted to. But you love what you do. Keeps you coming back year after year.
I absolutely love my job. If I could turn back time and choose any profession over, I wouldn't change a thing.
Really?
I would not go into any other profession.
Why do you say that?
First grade teacher. I went in so enthusiastic. We were going to learn how to read. We were going to do all of this and this and this. And a little girl ran up to me and put her arms around my waist. And she looked up at me with tears strolling down her face. And she says, "But Miss McCoin, I don't know how to read." And I said, "You know what? That's my job. That's my job, is to teach you." How many hugs do you get on a daily basis? I get a lot.
You get
I get a lot.
Yeah. Did that little girl end up learning to read in first grade?
Absolutely. Turned out she loves reading. Actually, I see her now and then. And I used to do a 5K.
Okay.
And I raced against her mother, who beat me every time. But yes, we do keep in touch.
That's incredible. You must, because you've obviously had a lot of students over the years. Do you see them in the community around? Do you ever run into folks who you've taught over the years?
Yes, I was buying a battery for my lawnmower. I love to mow. And I'm putting this battery into my car. And this truck pulls up by me. And this tall, muscular man gets out. And he says, "Hi, Miss McCoin." And I said, "Well, hello, how are you?" And he goes, "Do you remember me?" And I said, "I don't. I'm so sorry." He introduced himself, and I said, "Oh my gosh, you were in the class with this student, this student, this student. Owns a shop here in Seminole." He said, "Miss McCoin, if you ever need me for anything, please call me."
Wow.
And I said, "I will. I will." But they grow up.
And they remember you.
Yes, they do.
And you
I don't know how.
And have you always taught early elementary school?
I've taught from first grade up through 7th.
Okay.
I did 7th grade reading 1 year.
So you get them when they're young, but they remember you years later when they're adults. That's pretty incredible.
That young man I was talking about was 8 years old when I taught him. And he was in his 40s, I would say late 40s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, you must have made an impact on him if he says come by the shop for any repairs that you ever need.
One little boy came up to me in Walmart, and I remembered him. He had went out one year, and he took a large metal can, and he had dug up daffodils out of his pasture and planted them in this can for me and brought them to school, put tinfoil around the can. I have those daffodils planted in my yard. And I ran into this young man at Walmart, and he said, "Do you remember me?" And I said, "Yes, I do." And I said his name. And I said, "I have your daffodils, and I will keep those daffodils."
How long ago was that?
35, 37 years ago.
Wow. And you still have the daffodils in your yard?
They multiply.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I actually moved, and I wouldn't move. I moved twice, and I wouldn't move without taking my daffodils.
They stayed with you.
They are with me. They're
That's
Jeremy's.
incredible. So you've seen many students over the years. I'm sure you have some incredible stories. And when you think back about on your teaching career and the impact that you have academically, I mean, do you see when you've got these kids when they're little, first, second, third grade, and then you get to see them kind of move on, are you able to see your impact on them as they kind of progress through school?
I don't. Let me just give you a little story here.
Mm-hmm.
You take a builder, a carpenter, and they go out and they make a house, a beautiful home, and they step back and they admire their work. I take a child and I start that work, and sometimes I do get to see the finish, but I do see the growth from year to year. And I know because of my work, what I did, I set that foundation.
Yeah.
I don't get to see the finished product. I'm not like that carpenter where I get to see that home built. I don't get to see it furnished.
Right.
But my job is just as important to me as what that carpenter's job. I just don't get to see the total finished product.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very proud of what I do, and I'm very proud of my students and the outcome that my students, that we're giving them the best education that we possibly can here at the Academy. We try to service all of our kids because I want to see that finished, as close to finished as I can get product.
Yeah, that's great. Now, do you beyond teaching, are you active here in the community and so? Do you live here in Seminole?
I live between Seminole and Wewoka, and I'm not as active, I guess, as most people would be.
Okay.
But I stay pretty active.
Okay. Are you from Oklahoma originally?
You can't tell. I was born and raised.
Okay.
There's 10 kids in my family.
Wow.
So there was 12 of us.
Okay.
We did field work.
Okay. So, and were you always here based in the Seminole area, or?
I moved here with my husband in 1972.
Okay. And started teaching at that time.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And you were at, as I understand, Varnum schools at that time.
Varnum schools. And actually, I've basically just stayed in this Seminole area since then. I haven't really left Seminole, period, for this. The closest I've been is I'm about 5 miles out of town.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, because as you know, you've probably seen over the years, especially recently, fewer and fewer young people are choosing teaching. You've been doing this a long time. You've been successful at it. You have no plans to retire. What should young people consider when they're thinking about or considering a career, maybe considering teaching? What advice would you have for them, or thoughts that they should ponder?
Well, I would tell them this. Yes, teaching is a wonderful profession. Don't choose it because you think you get summers off.
Right.
You choose it, it's going to be a lot of hard work, long hours, sometimes on the weekend. But you will never find a career that is more blessed than this career. You will have more love given from a child. You will have more help from your coworkers. It is so rewarding to me to know, and what other career can you make such an impact on than teaching? Even our president had to have teachers. We influenced everybody.
Right.
You had a teacher.
I did.
So see,
A lot of them.
so yes, it's hard work, but it is the most rewarding career choice a young person can make.
Right.
And I'm not going to tell them it's not hard. I said it is.
Sure.
Long hours.
Sure.
But the most rewarding. You will get the most satisfaction when you see that child that can learn to read, or that one that all of a sudden math clicks for them, or just social skills. Mm-hmm. It's a blessing. It's truly a blessing to me to be able to become a teacher.
And is that reward that you're talking about, being able to see your impact, feel your impact, is that what keeps you coming back year after year?
Well, I miss my kids. I just love teaching. I have no plans on retiring anytime soon.
Yeah.
What keeps me coming back? I've only missed 3 days of school this year, and I think I missed 2 last year, and I don't know how many sick days I have. That's my family across the hall. Yeah. That is my family.
Your kids in the classroom across the hall?
The kids in that classroom is my family. They are my children, and I call them my children. And I worry about them. I honestly worry about my children, about their growth, about their catching on to certain concepts I'm trying to teach. So teaching is the best career any young person that I would say go for it. If you want to be satisfied, happy, rewarded, and your job choice, not edit this, not financially,
right,
but in the feeling it gives inside of me. I leave here, sometimes I'm the last car in that parking lot, and I'm always the first car in that parking lot. But when I leave here, I am tired, but I am happy. When I get here, I'm refreshed and I'm ready to go.
Sure.
So, yes.
Does it help having summers off? Does it recharge in some ways?
Well, okay, now, summers, a lot of people are under impression that teachers have summer vacations.
And they're just off for the whole summer. That's not the case.
But that's not true, because we go to workshops, work in our classrooms. I'm going to be teaching summer school. Mm-hmm. I volunteer for summer school. We put so much of ourselves back into education that it's not all this free time. It's not that 2 weeks at Christmas. At Christmas, I spent some of my time just getting things ready for them to come back. It's always ongoing.
Sure.
Learning is always, preparing is always ongoing. Lesson plans. No, if you're going into it for the 3 months off, it's not there.
Okay.
It's not there. You're truly not going into it for the reason.
That's a time to keep working on your craft.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. Catch up on that reading that you didn't read. I mean, I'm not talking books,
Sure.
Go take that extra workshop. I've gone to an ORB workshop, and ORB is fantastic, so that they pay for free field trips and everything. Who do we do that for? For our kids next year, so that the parents don't pay anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, we don't really get 3 months off.
Yeah.
That's a joke.
Yeah.
That's a joke.
Okay. Yeah.
But I'll have to say this.
Okay.
I'm always ready to come back to school after 2 weeks. I miss my kids. I miss the people. I miss the people I work with. I miss Miss Potter. I miss everybody. So I'm ready after 2 weeks. But 3 weeks gives everybody a chance to attend workshops, make plans, summer schools, whatever they need, even if they're picking up an extra class themselves at one of the colleges.
Sure.
So
sure. The profession continues
does.
Even during those times.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me ask you this. you must have some very interesting and exciting things that have happened to you over the years. You've shared some of that. When you look back on your time as a teacher, what kind of sticks out as just a really interesting story or something fun that's happened to you that you could share with us? I know you can't share everything.
An interesting story over the years.
Or when you look back, maybe not even just a story, just when you kind of look back, what kind of really sticks out in your mind when you reflect back on your time as a teacher?
As I just reflect back and just think about, I've seen so many wonderful things that my students, my kids have done with their lives. I've heard rumor that one of my students that I taught in 5th grade actually worked as a Russian interpreter at the UN.
Wow.
I don't know if that's true, but that's
Okay.
what the parents told me.
Yeah. Usually parents are a pretty reliable source for that.
So, because I always check on them. And I've known that a lot of my children, I don't know if I have been, and when I say children, they're my students, but I call them my children. They have gone into the teaching profession. Now, did I encourage them to do that? Was it because of the way I treated them? Because that's why I'm sitting in this chair with you today.
Yeah.
When I was a senior, I came from a lower income family, 10 kids, a small house, 2 bedrooms, work fields, made really good grades in school, and a woman came to buy in. Her name was Doris Lawless. And she believed in me. She was a teacher that believed in me. And she wanted to know one day what I was going to do. And I told her that she wanted to know why I wasn't going to college, because my grades were really good. And I told her that I was going to go to Van Buren, Arkansas with my older sister and get a job at the Tyson Chicken Factory, hanging chickens. And she didn't understand. And I said, I don't have any money. There's no way I can go to college. My parents can't afford it. Nothing. God has blessed me. Doris Lawless's husband, Bill Wallace, William, worked as a financial aids director at Connor State College, put me on a work-study program, and I worked my way through college because of a teacher.
Incredible. So you had a teacher who believed in you.
Yeah.
And now you've, as a result of that, have been a teacher for 53 years, influencing thousands of students over the years.
Because of Doris Lawless.
That's incredible.
She left Bayan and went to Shakota, Oklahoma, where she finished her teaching career. She came there that one year.
Wow.
Met me and inspired me to reach my dream.
Yeah.
To go for my dream.
That.
And I'm still here hoping that I encourage all of my kids, whether they're young or older, reach for your goal. You can do it. And I even tell my kids, I'm here to help you. Because Doris helped me.
It sounds like you've paid that back about 100-fold or more. So
no, there's always, I always say, there's a child out there that needs me, and I'm waiting. I'm waiting for that child. There's always one more. Always one more.
Well, Mrs. McCoin, thank you so much for sharing your teaching career, your stories, your insights, and really for being one of Oklahoma's great teachers. We just really appreciate the time with you. It's been inspiring, and I just can't thank you enough.
Well, thank you for inviting me, and I got to go back to work.
You got to go back to work. Okay. All right. Well, thank you.